Well, hello then, welcome back. This isn't the video. Oh, fuck me, a double. Haha! This is not the video I was expecting to make today. I was going to give you some updates on the SL8 because everybody seems to love those types of videos. Yeah, today's going to be some beginner's tips and I'm going to probably ignore half of them. And you'll see why. I need to stand still because people flip out when I move. Hello, welcome back. So then, the first tip I have for beginners, any kind of cycling really, or maybe even any kind of endurance stuff, plan your ride. That doesn't have to be too meticulous, but know roughly the distance you want to travel, the direction you want to go. If you want to be that anal about it, I know I can be sometimes, I'm going to check the weather and the wind direction. Bonus tip on planning your ride, ride into the wind first and then get blown home in the tailwind, because you always feel strongest when you go out. So if you're fighting into that headwind, which quite often, like I said, I plan my rides that way, then I get blown home on the way home. Tip number 2 is track your rides. You can use a Garmin device like I'm using today. You can use your phone. Garmin's free to use if you don't subscribe to it. Plenty of people wear wearables, so you don't have to spend loads of money, but most people have got something that tracks their heart rate or their data or something, so use it. That can be really handy over time to track progress, whether it's speed, power, heart rate, time taken, distance taken, and stuff like Strava obviously collects all those stats and gives you medals and segment times and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's tip number. I'm not going to give numbers because I'll forget. My next tip is a two-parter, and I'm not doing either of those two today. To take spares on my road bike, I've got some tools, some tyre levers, a pump, and some spare inner tubes. So that's the first tip. Find out what spares you need that are correct for your bike, but also practice using them. I remember the first time that I changed over from a rim brake bike to a disc brake bike, it was like a new language trying to get the rear wheel off. So practice that at home, practice changing tyres. Maybe even, especially if you're getting a new bike or you've got a second-hand bike, figure out which tyre and wheel configuration works best. I tend to lean towards something that is easy to get off, because in winter you don't want to be cold and wet on the side of the road figuring out how to get your tyre off. Next tip I've got for you is riding with others, whether it be friends or in a group or at a club or a meet or whatever. There's a couple of really good reasons. One, you save energy when you're in a group, unless you're always at the front. So if you're sitting in behind someone, that's known as drafting. You'll be saving energy because they'll be taking away that initial sort of hit of the wind. You've also will pick up some good habits, unless they've all got bad habits, of riding in a group. You'll pick up new routes, new tips, and so on. And also, if you're riding with one or more people and you can hold a conversation, and you go for at least an hour, that's going to help you sort of figure out where your zone 2 is. It's said that if you're not tracking your power or your heart rate, it's said that zone 2 is somewhere where you can hold a conversation most of the time and occasionally need take a deep breath or whatever. So that's a really good indicator that you're working within that level. Obviously, if you're going out and doing efforts, that's a different story completely, but you can learn a lot from riding with others. So yeah, give your friends a call. I don't have any. The next tip is about fueling. You want to fuel your ride, have something before, but take something with you and eat every hour. Obviously, if you're just going out for an hour and you've just had a couple of pieces of toast for breakfast or a small bowl of porridge, you're probably fine for your ride, but definitely take a bottle of water with you. And I've set up a 20-minute alarm on my Garmin to remind me. If I go out for an hour at zone 2 pace, I sometimes don't even finish half a bottle of water. Today I've got electrolytes in mine. You don't have to put electrolytes in yours. You can stop for a coffee, you can stop for a can of Coke, whatever you like. But there are obviously some cycling specific brands and snacks. They can get quite expensive. You can also stop at a local shop and bung a Snickers down your neck. When you're on a longer ride, if you're out for 4, 5, 6 hours, always take stuff, keep it as spares. There's gels, there's little tabs, there's little bits and pieces that you can do. I tend to keep my gels for emergencies if I need them, because I plan my route, so I therefore plan my stops. You don't always have the luxury of planning your route. Someone else might have planned it for you. They might not plan a stop, so you've always got to be prepared for that. But in general, make sure you've got some food with you. I'm out for less than an hour today, so I haven't got any food. And I went to Subway just now and had a big foot-long steak and cheese. My second to last tip is all about clothing. You can go out and spend a fortune on a full wardrobe in cycling specific clothing. You don't need it. The only thing I would suggest you focus your money is good bib shorts or tights with a good chamois with good padding. There are plenty of good brands out there with good reviews, but all the other fitted stuff, it's nice to have a nice cycling jersey with pockets and it's aero and it's fitted, but you can ride with a saddle bag and a t-shirt. You know, you can still carry all your kit in other means. You don't necessarily have to have gels and an aero top and a skin suit. And I'm gonna kill a runner, so watch out. 10 points, she's dead. So yeah, it's nice to have all the expensive kit, but to be honest, you don't need it. Obviously, if you're going out in winter, wear more clothes. Secret tip as well, a tip within a tip, layer up. A lot of the gilets, like the one I'm wearing today, is a double zip system. If you do get warm, you can unzip from the top or the bottom. You don't have to take it off. Always better to start warm and peel the layers off, especially this time of year when you don't really know what it's doing. It's supposed to be dry today and it's pissed down, hence why I'm on the mountain bike in the first place. I'm not cold, but I'm definitely not warm. There's a bit of waterproofing going on in this. I'm absolutely lagged in mud, who cares? The final tip, whatever you do, have fun, be safe, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.